if the coefficient of x square and x cube in the expansion of 3 plus ax whole to the power of 9 are the same, find the value of a. So what is the given binomial? The given binomial is 3 plus ax to the power of 9. Okay, and what is mentioned here? What is the given condition here? That the coefficient of x square also coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of x cube. That is what is given. That is the coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of x cube. With the help of this given, um, with the help of this given data, you will have to find out the value of a. Okay. So let us first find out the general term of this binomial. What is the general term of this binomial? General term of the above binomial tr plus 1. General term. What is the general term? You know, ncr e to the power of n minus r x to the power of r. That is what you know. And what is n here? N here is 9, right? C r e to the power of 9 minus r x to the power of r. This is the general term. Okay. Now, if this general term, if 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 tr plus 1 contains x square, then what happens? If suppose if this term is x square, is something, some coefficient and x square. Okay, then what will happen? Then x to the power of r must be equal to x to the power of 2, right? This power and this power will become same, right? That means r must be equal to 2. Therefore, what is the coefficient of coefficient of x square? What is the coefficient of x square? This one is the coefficient of x square, right? This one. Coefficient of x square is 9c2 e to the power of 9 minus 2. This is the coefficient of x square. So you can just simplify this to be 9c2 e to the power of 7. That is the coefficient of x square. Also, we see that it is given that coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of x cube. So if tr plus 1 contains x cube, then what will happen? X to the power of r will be equal to x cube. That means r must be equal to 3. Therefore, what is the coefficient of x cube? Coefficient of x cube will be, put r is equal to 3 here again, 9cr e to the power of n minus r. Put r is equal to 3 here. 9c3 e to the power of 9 minus 3. So 9c3 e to the power of 6. Okay, this. Now it is given, this is the coefficient of x square. This is the coefficient of x cube. So therefore, according to this problem, it is given to you that coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of x cube. That means coefficient of x square we have found out to be 9c2 e to the power of 7, and coefficient of x cube we have found out to be 9c3 e to the power of 6. That means you have, now just simplify this. 9c2 is 9 into 8 by factorial 2 e to the power of 7. 9c3 is 9 into 8 into 7 by factorial 3 e to the power of 6. So what happens? This 9, 9, 8, 8, they cancel. So 1 by factorial 2 e to the power of 7. is equal to 7 by, now factorial 3 can be written as 3 into factorial 2, e to the power of 6. That means factorial 2 will cancel. So what are we getting here? E to the power of 7 is equal to 7 by 3 e to the power of 6. That means e to the power of 7 minus 7 by 3 e to the power of 6 is equal to 0. Now you can take e to the power of 6 common. E to the power of 6 you get into a minus 7 by 3 equal to 0. That means either a is equal to 0, that is a to the power of 6 is equal to 0, or a minus 7 by 3 is equal to 0. That means either a is equal to 0 or a is equal to 7 by 3. That's it. So either a is equal to 0 or a is equal to 7 by 3. Now which is the value that we are going to take a is equal to 0? We are going to reject a is equal to 0. Why? Because see, if a is equal to 0, then what will happen? This part will completely vanish. You will have no x at all, right? So therefore, but a not equal to 0. Hence, a must be equal to 7 by 3. Okay. This is how you do number 4. Next, we do number 5. Any question from this problem? Yes, any question? I cannot hear you, Devanjan.
Hello.
Yes. Are you
No,
listening?
sir. I said yes, sir. I said no.
Let's
Sir,
do
you
the
have checked
next.
all the tests.
No, I haven't.
Mm, okay.
Number 5. Question here is write down the fourth term in the binomial expansion of px plus 1 by x to the power of n. So what is the given binomial here? The given binomial is px plus 1 by x to the power of n. Okay. Write down the fourth term in this expansion. This is the first question. Okay. The next question is if this term is independent of x, that is the fourth term that you have found out. Suppose if it was independent of x, then what should be the value of n? Okay. This is the second question. With this value of n, calculate the value of p given that the fourth term is 5 by 2. So a lot of questions here, 3 questions punched in one question, one binomial. Okay, so let us answer the first question. Let us take it as one after the other. First question is write down the fourth term in the given binomial. Now see, first write down the general term. What is the general term of this binomial? General term tr plus 1. General term of the binomial is tr plus 1. And what is this general term? ncr. What is a here? A here is px to the power of n minus r and x to the power of r. Okay, this is the general term of this. Now, what is the fourth term therefore? Fourth term t4 is t3 plus 1, which is n. We don't know the value of n. C. What is r here? R has become 3. So nc 3 px as it is to the power of n minus 3 and 1 by x to the power of n. Okay. You can just simplify this a little further. This is the fourth term, but just simplify this a little further because we have to work with this later on. So nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 3 divided by x to the power of n. This is nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 3 minus n. Okay, so this plus n minus n, they cancel off. They get nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of minus 3 means 1 by x cube. Okay, you can leave it as x to the power of minus 3 also. So you get nc3, let's leave it at x to the power of minus 3. Later, if required, we'll simplify this and write this as 1 by x cube. Let's leave it as x to the power of minus 3. So this is nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of minus 3. So this is your fourth term. Okay. The question here is that if this term is independent of x, that is, if the fourth term is independent of x, find the value of n. So for what value is this term independent of x? This this power here, this should be 3. Okay, because what is the general term of a binomial? The general term of a binomial is tr plus 1 is equal to ncr e to the power of n minus r x to the power of r, right? So x to the power of r. What is r here? R is 3.
3.
So that is what. So that was my mistake. Anyway, now it will be okay. So this is nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 3 divided by x cube. So this is nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 3 minus 3, which is nc3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 6. Okay, so this is what your fourth term is. Now the second part of the question states that if this term is independent of x, what do you mean by independent of x? Independent of x simply means the power of x must be 0. So if the fourth term as above is independent of x, then what will happen? This part will become 0. X to the power of 0. X to the power of n minus 6 must be equal to x to the power of 0. That means n minus 6 is equal to 0. That means n must be equal to 6. Right? So the question was calculate the value of n for this for which this is independent of x. So we have calculated the value of n. Now the question is with this value of n, calculate the value of p given that the fourth term is 5 by 2. So also given here is that the fourth term t4 is what? 5 by 2. And what is t4 we have found out? T4 we have found out what? This one, right? In which this term is independent of x, the value of n here is 6. So put the value here. That means n c3 p to the power of n minus 3 x to the power of n minus 6 must be equal to 5 by 3. In fact, if you don't write x to the power of n minus 6 also, that will also do because you know that this is independent of x. That means now put n is equal to 6. 6c3 p to the power of 6 minus 3 x to the power of 6 minus 6. See that we are getting x to the power of 0 only. So because this term was independent of x, we have calculated the value of n such that this term is independent of x. That is why we are getting x to the power of 0 anyway. Okay, so this is 6p3 p cube is equal to 5 by 3. Now you can solve for p. 6 into 5 into 4 by factorial 3 p cube is equal to 5 by 3. That means 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 3 into 2 into 1 p cube is equal to 5 by 3. Now let's calculate this. This will cancel. So you get also this 5 and this 5 will also cancel. Okay. So what do you get here essentially? You get here uh, 5 by 3. 5 by 2 this is, not 5 by 3. This is 5 by 2. This is 5 by 2. In the question it is given 5 by 2. So all this is 5 by 2. So what are we getting here? We are getting p cube is equal to 1 by 8. See, you have 4 p cube here and you have only a half here. So you get p cube is equal to 1 by 8. That means p cube is equal to half cube. That means p is equal to cube root of half cube, which is half. Clear? So that is how you do this question. Important question, this one. Let us do the next question, a difficult question, number 6. But difficult yet came in your ISC. So this is going to be the second last problem. Let me start with this question, number 6. The expansion by the binomial theorem of the given, here the expansion is given to you. The given expansion is 2x plus 1 by 8 whole to the power of 10 is equal to 1024 x to the power of 10 plus 640 x to the power of 9 plus ax to the power of 8 plus bx to the power of 7 and so on. Okay, this is the expansion that is already given to you. Okay, now comes the question. Calculate the numerical value of a and b. So you need to calculate the numerical value of this a here, this a that you have here, and this b that you have here. Okay, now see, first write down the general term of the binomial. General term tr plus 1 is ncr e to the power of n minus r x to the power of r. So here what is n? Here n is 10, right? So therefore what should be tr plus 1? 10 cr e to the power of 10 minus r x to the power of r. This is your general term. Okay, now you need to calculate the values of a and b. Now if you see in a, attached to a, what is the power of x? The power of x is 8. So this power should be 8. The power of x should be 8 if I want to calculate the value of a, right? So for the value of a, attached to a, you see x to the power of 8 is there in the expansion. So therefore x to the power of 8 must, x to the power of r must be equal to x to the power of 8. That means r must be equal to 8. So therefore What is the value of A? A is simply the coefficient of x to the power of 8. So A must be this part only. So therefore, A is equal to 10 CR e to the power of n minus r. And what is the value of r above that we have found out? 10C8 e to the power of, but this is not n, this is 10. This is 10 e to the power of 10 minus 8. That's it. 10C8 is the same as 10C2. This is a square. Okay. Now a I have not written here. Let me write this. I have made a mistake here again. The general term when I am writing, it is 10CR. A here is 2x. So let me write 2x here. 2x to the power of 10 minus r. And what is x here? X here is 1 by 8 to the power of r. Okay. Now we'll simplify this and then do. My mistake. So we'll simplify this. 10CR 2 to the power of 10 minus r, x to the power of 10 minus r divided by 8 to the power of r. Okay, separate the x and the other terms. 10CR 2 to the power of 10 minus r divided by 8 to the power of r. This actually becomes your coefficient of x to the power of r. Okay, so if for the value of a, x to the power of r must be equal to x to the power of 8. That means r must be equal to 8. So therefore, what is a? This entire thing is a here because it is the coefficient of x to the power of 8. So hence a is equal to 10c. Put the value of r, 10c8, 2 to the power of 10 minus 8 divided by 8 uh, to the power of r, if the value of r is 8. Okay, so this is the value of a. You can simplify this to be 10c2 into 2 square divided by 8 to the power of 8. Okay, so this is what the value of a is. You can calculate this value very easily. 10c2 into 2 square, and 8 you can write this as 2 cube to the power of 8. So this is 10c2 into 2 square divided by 2 to the power of 24, which can be written as 10c2 divided by 2 to the power of 24 minus 2 by the laws of indices, which is 10c2 divided by 2 to the power of 22. That's it. You can leave it this here, or you can further proceed to calculate the value of 10c2 also. Okay. Next, the value of b. For the value of b, what is the power of b? What is the power attached to x? For the coefficient b, it is 7. So for the value of b, for the value of b, you must have x to the power of r is equal to x to the power of 7. That means r must be equal to 7. So therefore, what is the value of b? Hence, b is equal to, hence b is equal to, put it in this. What is the coefficient of x to the power of r? Put it here. 10cr, 10c7. Next, 2 to the power of 10 minus 7 divided by 7 to the power of, this is 8 to the power of r. 8 to the power of r is 7. 8 to the power of 7. Now again, just you can simplify this just like earlier. 10c7 can be written as 10c3. This is 2 cube. And 8 can be written as 2 cube to the power of 7. So this is 10c3 into 2 cube divided by 2 to the power of 21. So this is 10c3 divided by 2 to the power of 21 minus 3 by the laws of indices. This is 10c3 divided by 2 to the power of 21 minus 3 is 18. That's it. Okay, so this is your value of A and this is your value of B. This was the first part of the question, and I stop here for today. I will finish the next parts of the question tomorrow. And one more question I'll do, I'll finish this tomorrow. And binomial theorem will stop day after tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll be starting with correlation.